What up, everybody? To video today. Technically, it was for my second video I upload today because I forgot to. Well, my mom was on the computer, so I didn't get to upload a video today. But this would be actually filmed from today. That's right. We're gonna talk about extreme sports because somebody suggested that to me, and I was like, hey. Well, actually, I suggested it myself, but he was saying, hey, that's a good idea. So I'm gonna talk about extreme sports and why extreme sports was a bomb, like skateboarding and stuff. I've actually really never watched the X Games, but I have watched like clips and stuff, and it's pretty awesome. It's also super dangerous. And snowboarding's awesome. Snowboarding's honestly more cool. I mean, you can't do as much tricks, but I think because it's snow, it's really cool. Like, I've watched snowboarding in the Olympics and snowboarding as like all sorts of things, and also BMXing is cool too when they do like tricks and stuff and things. So yeah, and also I guess skiing, and I guess the whole Summer Olympics, a lot of the, well, not the Summer Olympics, but all the Winter Olympics basically are, well, not all of them, but especially those, and also there's the actual X Games too. Is there anything else in the X Games? I've never actually watched the X Games, but I know they have like, they do snowboarding. I know they do skateboarding and mountain biking, and they do other stuff too. I don't know exactly. Would wrestling be considered an extreme sport? I mean, it's not a sport, it's more of an entertainment thing, but that kind of counts. UFC, well, that's also an extreme sport too. Oh, wrestling can be very extreme. Flip! Oh my goodness. I watched, dude, as I pointed out earlier in the video, or no, in my Instagram story I meant to say, from earlier today, I watched a PWG show. I finished the show, my third PWG show. Dude, I want to go to Rosario, California and watch PWG. I don't know if I'll ever go there, but it's really far away, but that's where they always go for other shows, because they're not like a huge company, but they put on great wrestling though. I've seen 3 shows. I have not been disappointed. This was I would say a great show. That show I watched, PWG Mystery Vortex 3, and it's also Mystery Vortex 3 and Shock the Nation. That was really dope. I guess there was some extreme. Well, there was one thing on the event that was pretty intense, and that was when the 2 wrestlers, by the way, were Chris Hero, who is now Cash's own WWE. I'm so happy he's back because he's awesome, against Zack Sabre Jr. And Zack Sabre Jr., I mean, Chris Hero had like an injury from like his finger, and so Zack Sabre Jr. was like pulling on his fingers and like spreading them apart like this, and then there was like blood and crap, and there was blood coming from his finger, like onto the mat, and then Zack Sabre Jr. like stepped on it and like started like, it was so freaking painful, and then like Chris Hero had like his blood drop from his finger onto Zack Sabre Jr. It was slipping, like, it was kind of gross. Like, I have never seen that in wrestling, and I've watched a lot of wrestling in my time. I mean, not like every wrestling show ever, not even close, but I've seen a lot of wrestling. I have never seen that in my time. I mean, I guess the last PWG show I watched, I saw something I thought I would never see in wrestling, and that's Kevin Steen spitting out tacks. Now, that's the definition of extreme. Taking a pictures of tacks, drinking them back, and spitting them out of the other wrestler. What? Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind? I mean, I get that it's wrestling, I get that it was an extreme match, but are you kidding me? What the heck? Oh my goodness. I mean, I do think the independence is a little bit more crazy. I guess they're allowed to be, like, independent wrestling, like, they can kind of, I don't know if they're totally crazy. I mean, there's been crazy moments, but jeez, crazy stuff like that. The PWG 13, there was nothing crazy though. There was nothing insane that happened. But that's my wrestling can be very extreme. I've seen people like snap their legs. Well, not snap. There is a spot in WCW wrestling where a wrestler jumped and he jumped on his like leg broke in the ring, and it was like that. So wrestling can be very extreme. I get that it's like an entertainment thing, but what those wrestlers do is very dangerous, especially high flyers. Like, oh my gosh, like the Hardy Boys and like Sami Zayn and Rich Swann and Neville. Basically all the cruiserweights. I mean, they don't do some of the crazy stuff they've done, especially the guys who wrestle in the indies, but my gosh. Or just any wrestling, like, there are spots that wrestlers do that are so flippin' dangerous. Like, oh my goodness. Like, don't underestimate wrestling. I know people make fun of it, but they do a lot of dangerous things. It's so extreme what they do. I mean, you could call them stuntmen, because they do a lot of stunts. I mean, it all depends on the wrestler, obviously. Like, some are a little bit more ballsy than others. Some are a little bit, you know, yeah. If they're a bigger wrestler, not really that much. I mean, they'll do, like, power slams off the top rope, but they won't, like, flip and stuff. Oh, what else do we talk about? I don't know. I guess extreme sports, wrestling kind of counts in a way, because what they do is pretty intense. They put themselves to heck, and they wrestle a lot. They're wrestling all the time. You know, there's no end to it, so it's just like you're wrestling all year long. I mean, you do get breaks, obviously, and sometimes you get injured, so but yeah, it's pretty intense what they do. I respect wrestling. I watch a lot of wrestling. I know a lot of stuff. I know a lot of wrestlers. Like, I've gotten deep into wrestling. It's been awesome. Knowing the in and outs of stuff. Looking out for big moves and new moves. You sometimes see new stuff. Because wrestling's changed so much, too. So, like, we see stuff that we thought we'd never see. So, yeah, that's my video. It's really long, but you know what? I decided to make it really long.